Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial with Joanne Mulligan. Today I'm going to show you how to create this Christmas card using an embossing, and we're also going to use some regular household bleach to go in and lighten some of the card stock. Then we're going to come in with some color. We're going to use Elegant Eggplant, and we're going to come in and do the bow and the top of the ornament to give it a little bit of a different color, but we're going to bleach it out first and then add the color afterwards. We're going to use the stamp Happy Ornament. It's only available as a wood mount. There's no other way you can get it. It's a single stamp. Comes as a wood mount. We're going to use gold embossing powder. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of Elegant Eggplant, and as always the dimensions for the card will be on my website. Just click the link in the description, and it will take you right to my website. It'll have all the supplies that I used, and it will have the dimensions for all the card stock. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use some Versamark, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. This one, since it's a little bit larger stamp, I'm not going to take my stamp and put it in my pad. I'm going to take my pad and apply it to my stamp. So I'm just going to go right around and apply my Versamark to my stamp. And hopefully, because I'm sitting off to the side, it's a little bit difficult when you're under a camera to get right on top of this. We're going to stamp right onto our Elegant Eggplant cardstock. Oh, I did pretty good with that. I'm going to put that onto a piece of scrap paper and sprinkle my gold embossing powder on top. I didn't use my embossing buddy on this one. Usually I do, but with the heavier cardstock, sometimes it's not needed. So I'm going to just tap that off, put that back into my jar. Close it up. Just look for some strays. I'm good. Take my heat gun, and we're going to emboss, and you'll see it turn the colors as it gets heated. And there it goes, it's starting to turn. See how it gets all nice and shiny? If you need any help with embossing, I do have a video for embossing on my website that you can go to for some tips, or if you're just starting out, it's a step-by-step telling you how to emboss. And there we go. All set. Okay, now next we're going to take some regular bleach. This is just plain Clorox. I have it in a little tiny jar. This actually came from my nephew's wedding. They had little jams and jellies that were in these little jars, and they had it all laid out with everybody's name on it. That's where you got your table. It was a cute idea, and it said spread the love, and it was absolutely adorable. But we ate the jelly, and that was my little jar that was left over, and it's perfect for me to put some bleach in. So what I'm going to do is go in with a brush, and I am just going to apply the bleach to the cardstock. See how it's turning already? You want to stay inside your lines as best you can. And there we go. See how that's turning already? It doesn't take long at all. And it's going to get a mottled effect, which I kind of like. And try to get up into the edges just a little bit. Oops, I must have hit it a little bit. You can see I have some sprays on there, but it actually kind of looks neat. So maybe we'll just do a little something different and go with it and have a few little speckles in the background. But it is bleach, so be very careful it doesn't get on your clothes. I'm going to go right into my ribbon. Here, and we're going to just do all that and see how it's starting to turn already. Cover that up because we don't want to get that anywhere. I'm immediately putting my brush into some water I have off to the side here. I don't want to let that bleach stay on that brush at all, so it ruins it. Yep, you can see how I have some splotches there. Now, this is not the final product. I did do one off the camera, but since I have these little splotches, I would just go in and just sprinkle a few more to give it some uniformity, and I don't even know if that's a word, but make it look uniform. How does that sound? And that way we'd have some speckles on the background. I'll give it a little bit of interesting contrast. There's always a way to fix anything whenever you have a little boo-boo. But once I'm done with that, I'm going to have it looks like this, and this is a dried version. You can see a little tiny bleach came through, but this is the dried version. And what I did was I took an aqua painter, imagine that, me with an aqua painter, and I just went in with some of the eggplant, and I went up and I went into the bow just to darken it just a little bit, and same thing in the lid here, or the lid, oh my goodness, I'm looking at the lid over here, in the top of the ornament. And then we'll just let that dry for a few minutes. I just wanted to have a little bit of darker than the actual background so that the ribbon was a little bit darker. Then I'm going to take some clear Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to go over the ornament just to give it a little bit of sparkle and sheen. Do the same thing on my bow. And that's our finished product. That whole thing is going to get mounted on a piece of gold foil. I'm going to use a little snail. Oops. Put that right onto there. And that will match the gold embossing that we had. Then we're going to take our card, which was Elegant Eggplant. And mount it right on there. And there you go. That's all there is to it. Now also, I didn't do it on this one, but a lot of times when I have a darker colored cardstock, I do take a piece of white or a very vanilla and I cut it down and I'll put it inside the card. And this is where I stamped my greeting, and this is from the Wonderful Year set. So that is your finished card using bleach. And like I said, even though you got a little few splashes around here, you can just add a few more and that can create a little starry kind of background. So there we are. That is the bleach technique on a dark colored cardstock. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share, and subscribe. For a list of the products used and card dimensions, please click the link in the video description. Be sure to visit my website, stamptillyoudrop.com, for more ideas, inspiration, and videos. I can also be found on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping!